Today, we're crossing over the Dover Strait to France to embark on a mission to attempt to try and travel to every country in Europe. But before we could climb onto the ferry and leave, we ran into what felt like 1,000,001 problems. We didn't pass our MOT.
Yeah, we didn't pass. Everything is still kind of fine. It's just our rear fog light's not working, which is a quick, simple fix. But we didn't pass the emissions test. Because it's a diesel, it's a little bit hard to do that. So we now actually have to find a mechanic to see how we can fix the emissions test. So I bought an air filter, as apparently this could also change our emissions. So this is a new one. Are you ready to see what an old one looks like?
No, look at that. Is that how they normally look?
No.
After changing our air filter and being advised to put some of this stuff into our tank to clean the fuel and exhaust system, which apparently helps reduce emissions, we moved on to try and figure out why the rear fog light was not working.
Look how rusted it is. So we bought a new one so we can replace it. Connected. Now you gotta check if this one's working, okay?
Alright. Yes, flicker's working, or indicator should I say. No, nothing. We soon realized that this was a job far too big for us to tackle, and we phoned all the mechanics in town to see if there was someone who could help us. Luckily, we stumbled upon Adam, who was able to help us with some wiring issues. Yes, finally! Adam is our hero. After 10 days, we finally redid our roadworthy test, and to our relief,
we passed! Yes! So we can now finally head to Dover. So now that our van is finally ready and we can actually take it into mainland Europe, we have arrived here in Dover right next to the docks, where we're actually going to be putting our van on top of one of these ferries in order to take to France. But before we do that, we've actually come here to the White Cliffs of Dover National Park because we want to walk along the sides of the White Cliffs here in Dover.
So people come here to Dover. Ooh, why can't this open? There we go. So they come here to Dover not only because of how pretty these chalk cliffs are, but also because these cliffs served as a defense mechanism in World War II to actually protect the British from invaders. As you can see right over there behind me, that is actually France. We can see France while standing in England. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, we're actually getting our first glimpse of these cliffs. That is absolutely insane.
These cliffs are actually so iconic because of their white chalk stone like cliff face, and these are actually little microscopic organisms from creatures that used to live in the sea millions and millions of years ago.
I'm actually surprised that a country like England has no barriers here. For a country that's very concerned about health and safety, this is not very safe.
Oh my goodness. Woo. This is really high up. I don't want to get too close to the edge because I don't know if it's quite safe. It might just break away. But some of these cliffs actually reach 110 meters high. And they also stretch for about 13 kilometers long.
I'm actually a little bit afraid to go and stand right next to the edge, so I'm not going to do that. Maybe I can stretch it out. Oh my gosh, that is high. Okay, come baby, before you fall off the edge.
I'll be fine here. Look, there's a park. You can see it. People have been walking here.
So we only had the 6-inch guns here with a range of 14 miles. So I want heavy artillery here now, and the shelter for the men, and it was done in 3 months.
So that guy over there was actually telling us that there were several tunnels built within the Dover Cliffs, but this one that we just saw now is one of the most notable ones, and it served as housing as well as a hospital for all the soldiers in the area. But what's crazy is it actually took 3 months to build, and I think he said the tour was an hour long, so I can just imagine how far these tunnels actually go.
Over there as well is also Dunkirk. So once we cross over the strait and eventually enter into France, we're going to travel a little bit more north and actually also have a look at Dunkirk, which is a very prominent area during World War II. Wow, these are the absolute perks of living in a van. Do you need help there, babes?
I do. I've got lunch, I've got dessert, made Danny some hot chocolate and myself some tea, and there's a bench outside we're gonna go have lunch at. Don't miss.
Don't spill. Don't spill. I didn't spill.
How great is our little lunch spot? Thank you. Yes, I do need that. It's a little bit chilly still.
At least we get to see the sea and other cars. So tonight we are not going to be staying in a campsite. We actually found a car park just down the road, and it's for free from 6 o'clock till 9 o'clock the next morning. So tonight we're going to be wild camping. I actually found it on a site called Search for Sites, and these are one of the apps that we're going to be using throughout Europe in order to find campsites and little spots that we can sleep at.
Enjoy. This is last night's dinner.
Check at that. Chicken, spinach, capsicum, cream sauce, pasta. Delicious. Cheers, babes.
Cheers. Enjoy.
And then we bought these things at Lidl. It's called the cream caramel. It says used by the 12th, which means this thing is like 2 weeks expired, but should be fine, right? Oh, hot chocolate.
That's good. You better dig in before I eat it all.
Yeah, don't eat it all.
Tastes fun.
You know, the only toilet we have today is the toilet inside the van.
You better open
If this goes wrong, we have a problem.
Normally you can taste with dairy if it's all.
You sleeping outside. Alright, we parked for the night. There seems to be quite a few other camper vans here, which are also probably going into France tomorrow. Oh, it's cold.
Just breathe. Home sweet home.
Woo. Lights on. So we're having mince for dinner, and look what Leanne got. 800 grams worth of mince.
The boy I live with, he eats a lot.
No. 800 grams. Who do you think we are?
Well, at least we have for lunch tomorrow, or breakfast in our case.
We can't go to France with meat, and you bought 800 grams of mince.
At least you're gonna have mince on toast for breakfast.
Don't send Leanne to the grocery store.
At least I'll feed you.
Don't send Leanne to the grocery store.
Imagine
She
I
doesn't
bought-
look at what she's buying. Hey guys, dinner at our place tonight. Leanne's cooking 800 grams worth of mince. And here we are, mince and rice a la non-melted cheese. Thanks, babe.
We don't have a microwave, so sorry, I can't melt cheese.
Fine, do you want to tell the people how much mince is left? It kills me.
Like 600 grams.
Like 600 grams. Look how much mince is left. Oh my gosh. We've built ourselves a little contraption here so we can sit in a movie theater while in bed.
This is so cozy.
We're watching Gifted Hands tonight. Oh, good night while we enjoy the movie. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Good morning. So before we actually hop onto the ferry, we need to put a UK sticker at the back of the van so that everyone in mainland Europe knows that this is a UK car. So I bought this thing on Amazon. It's apparently a French driving kit, and it came with a sticker because basically you need a few items in order to travel a UK vehicle in France. So it came with like extra lights and stuff like that, an alcohol breathalyzer test, don't know why we need that, a vest and stuff like that, but this is what we need, a UK sticker. Man, how big is this thing? Holy moly. Oh, it's a magnet. No ways, I thought it was a sticker. Babe, it's a magnet.
Oh, fantastic. Now we don't have to ruin the paint.
Yes. Seeing that it's a magnet, I think we're going to put it right there. Alright. We're officially recognized as a UK car. A UKian car, is that a word? I don't know, but let's go have some breakfast.
So before we actually hop on this ferry to France, we have come to Witherspoon to try a traditional breakfast, but with black pudding.
That is what the black pudding looks like.
Because a lot of you have been suggesting that we have to try black pudding before we leave the UK.
A lot of you guys also mentioned Wetherspoons. And the place that we are at kind of looks like an old church. Like the roof is absolutely beautiful and the bar almost looks like a chapel.
So do you actually want to know what black pudding is?
No, not really. No.
Should I tell you before or after we taste it?
After. So this is what a traditional English breakfast looks like. We've got some toast, hash brown, eggs, beans, and a sausage.
There's your black pudding.
Oh, that is disgusting. Look at it. I don't know, we should have probably tried this at the beginning of our England trip and not at the end. So as an English breakfast is just a normal breakfast. One thing we're going to try most is the black pudding.
I don't know if you're supposed to like mix it with all the other stuff that you have on your plate, but I'm going to try it for itself just to give it its true taste. It's actually not bad.
It almost tastes like a haggis. Like meatloaf.
It does taste like a meatloaf. It's almost got like a, I don't know if it's supposed to be chewy, but it's definitely got that meaty taste and almost like a metallic type taste.
So what is it?
So basically it's pig's blood and fat that has been like cooked with like oatmeal or barley just to make it in like a harder solidified form, and then they cook it like that. So it's basically pig's blood. That's why it's called blood sausage.
What is wrong with you English people?
It's not bad. I actually quite like it. It's really not that bad.
Yeah, but you weird. Whew, I am full.
Me too. Let's go to France.
You ready to go to France?
I'm ready.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually quite nervous because now we're going to be driving on the opposite side of the road once we enter France with a right-hand drive vehicle. Oh gosh, it's going to be weird.
I'm nervous. I want to be facing the oncoming traffic. Goodbye, England.
Cheers, England!
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, he was looking at my visa so much. I was quite worried there.
I'm so confused. No one's giving me directions, but I'm following signs. Yeah, cars. I'm sure I'm a car, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you're a car. There we go. This is our lane, Irish ferries.
So we went onto a website basically. I'll leave that link in the description below, where we just went on there and booked a ticket. It was as simple as 3 minutes and we were done.
So they gave us a number after checking our passports, so we got to go to 169. There's a whole British fire brigade. They got all their flags.
Oh my gosh, everyone's in 169.
I guess this is where all the vans and cars go, because literally everywhere else is trucks.
So while we wait for the ferry, this right now is our final moments on the UK soil. And although we have mentioned that we want to travel the UK and as well as Europe, we actually have a goal in mind, and that is in order to travel to all 44 countries of Europe.
But does that include the Vatican City?
Yes, it does.
And what about Kosovo?
Technically, that is a self-declared country, and according to the UN, no.
Okay, so then what about Russia?
Russia is mainly part of Asia, so it's not part of our 44 countries because we're not going to declare it like that.
And Kazakhstan?
The same as Russia. To make this thing simple, we're going to be traveling to all 44 countries as declared by the UN, and then any country over and above that is kind of going to be a bonus country.
Okay, well then in that case, in order to cross off our first country out of our 44 countries, we have bought this little scratch off map, and we can finally mark off the UK. But I'm not actually going to mark off all of the UK. I know that the UK is counted as one on our little list, but just for our own little sake, I'm going to keep Wales and Northern Ireland off of that and just scratch out England and Scotland.
So that means we have traveled to one country out of the 44 countries, and we just have got 43 left to go. Woohoo! So let's do this challenge.
Oh wait, hold on, the cars are moving.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna be boarding the ferry. Here we go.
This is crazy, we're going to France, baby.
Woohoo, this is so exciting. Our first time on a ferry. Well, taking Big Red on a ferry, a big one like this.
Yeah, we're officially going on to the ferry. Woo!
Thanks, man. This ferry is huge. Oh my goodness. Look how many cars can actually fit here.
Do you think we're gonna have to reverse back out?
I don't know. Maybe we got to drive off on the other side.
Yo, but there's no door in front.
Maybe there will be. I think we go here. You've got everything because we can't return back to the car.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So apparently we're not allowed to return to the car while we're on voyage. So we're somehow going to a place where we're going to wait.
We must remember what car number we're on. So we're below 6. I don't know if that's 5 or 7. But it looks like there's actually multiple platforms for cars to park.
Oh wow, look at this. This looks like an airport.
I wasn't expecting this. The boat's leaving and we want to get a good view, so we're going outside.
Hello neighbors, hello.
This is high. Wow.
Goodbye England. You've been good. We want the croissant, wee. Get it, England?
Thanks for attention. Enjoy the crossing and have a good morning. Thank you.
And we finally get to see the white cliffs of Dover. Yesterday we were on top of them, so we couldn't get a good view, but now we can actually see it. It's beautiful.
So we are finally making it on our way to France. In the next hour and a half, we're literally going to be climbing in our van again and driving on the wrong side of the road.
Or the right side, depends where you're from.
Yeah, it depends on how you see it, right? But it's freaking cold. Yesterday was so nice and sunny, and today is just a little bit chilly.
It's freezing.
From this morning when we had breakfast already, it was being cold and it's just getting worse.
But it's so surreal to actually be on this ship, like to be crossing this Dover Strait.
Yeah.
This boat though, it's so cool and so huge. They have like lounge areas, restaurants, kids play areas, games room. Like there is just so much on this boat to keep you entertained. And I saw that there's actually cabins as well. So I guess if you wanted to catch a snooze, then you could do that.
Okay, it's cold. We're going inside to get a coffee.
That was cold.
Thank you. Got ourselves a cappuccino to keep warm, but now I'm getting hot being inside after making the cappuccino. Paid £3.50 for one of these things.
Oh well, cheers.
I miss South African rands. So I can still see Dover there, and in front of us is France.
Bonjour!
Wee wee!
Can you tell we're excited? I'm excited. This is amazing.
Disembarkation will commence shortly.
So the ferry has arrived in Calais. We got to go now to our vehicle and start it and apparently wait so we can all go at one time.
You can only start it when the vehicle in front of you moves.
That's what they said, hey.
Yes.
Wee wee. Let's go.
Ah, there she is. There's Big Red.
Oh boy. I'm actually quite excited, but I'm also nervous at the same time. I just got to think to myself, stick to the right hand side of the road. Here you go, my dear. We do like the French do.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You're a gentleman and romantic now, huh?
Yeah, because the camera's on. Oh. Okay, let's go. Wee wee.
Let us go. Oh my gosh, okay, we are officially leaving the ferry. And we have touched down in France.
France, baby! We made it to France.
We are in France, yeah. I can't believe it. Oh wow, look at all the buildings already. Remember to stick on the opposite side of the road than
I'm
you used
so
to.
glad I'm not the first car, because I'd have no idea where to drive. I'm just following everyone.
I thought that there would be another checkpoint that we actually had to pass through to show our passports, but there wasn't. So we can officially say that we are in France. But while we're here, there's actually 2 things that we need to do before we settle down for the evening. The first one is to buy a SIM card, and the second is to get some croissants. And we have to eat these croissants the French way, because apparently they dip it in coffee.
Who dips a croissant in coffee?
Apparently it's good. Who knows? We'll have to try it. How does it feel to drive on the opposite side of the road?
It so far feels normal because it's like a one-way road going that way, so I haven't had cars come on this side, but I am noticing when going around circles it's hard to see this side of the vehicle. So that's one thing, but otherwise kind of feels the same.
Luckily Danny has me so that I can check for him. We have found a Carry 4. Hopefully they sell SIM cards.
Alright, we found a SIM card. It's got 15 gigs. We paid 20 euros for it. I think that's a little bit more on the expensive side, but up until the point we can actually get a cheaper one, we needed something so we know how to get around and do a little bit of some research.
But now to find a croissant.
So we're buying some groceries for the van so we can actually eat tonight. Croissants! Look how much croissant there is. There is so much croissant.
They have chocolate ones. Oopsie, oopsie.
Oh goodness.
Why are there cars on the wrong side of the road? Oh my word, sitting on this side of the car feels so weird. This is the first road that we're actually driving where I have the cars passing directly next to me. Like I should be the one driving, not Daniel. Where's my steering wheel? So tonight we are going to be staying at a wild campsite, but before we go there we actually need to fill up on some water, and in France they actually have what they call an eau de service, which kind of means you can buy water right here on the side of the road. So they have these little machines here and you basically just have to put your euro in over there and then you get some water. You can rinse your toilet over there and empty your trash.
Luckily I bought one of these things. It can fit straight onto the taps. There we go. We need 2 euro.
I will do the water while Daniel
Well, I don't know how it works.
toilet.
Let's put it in. Okay, it's in.
Yeah.
Is it giving us water?
Yeah, it's giving us water. It's giving
Yay, we got water. We got water, we got water, we got water, 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 water. Another thing we need to empty is the toilet. This is always a terrible, terrible job. Luckily they have a part here to do that too, right? Oh, that's nasty. And we never did any number 2s. This is only number 1s. And it's still a weird color.
A lot of you said that chemical toilets smell, and you are so right. Like Danny says, we haven't done any number 2s, but it just does not smell great.
Can you put some water in the middle, please? No, baby, hold it properly.
No, I don't want to put it near our toilet. This is our drinking water. It mustn't go anywhere near there.
Okay, take it away. So we need to fill this up with about 1.5 liters of liquid before adding a little bit of some nice blue smelly stuff.
The fun side of van life.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is full. Thank you, Book.
Alright, well done, France. Well, that was easy. Kind of. Well, this is where we are parked for the night.
It is so pretty. It's like a little marina. Like all the boats are moored here on this little canal.
Yeah, it's so cool. We are actually paying 7 euros per night in order to stay here. But that is because tomorrow we want to go to Dunkirk, which is about a 10 minutes drive away. And we also want to try in the morning that coffee and that croissant and see if that's really a good combination. Well, good morning, guys. Our first night in France was a major success. Sleeping on the side of the road was just a little bit weird, but I think it's something that we are going to get used to. But I mean, we've woken up to some beautiful views around us today. We've got some boats in front of us with some nice landscapes around. And we at least have some sun, which means our solar's charging, which is great. But we're going to try our croissant and coffee this morning and see if it really is a good choice for breakfast.
Yummy, yummy.
Here's your coffee, baby.
Thank you, Bookie.
How did you sleep?
I slept amazing. Like a baby, actually. There's a croissant for you.
A croissant!
And a croissant for me.
Okay, you're going to do the honors first.
I can. So, Just because you have coffee with a croissant doesn't mean that all French people do that. It's just something the French do, but obviously according to preferences, some do like it plain. So apparently, from what I've read, you can't just dip the croissant in. You actually have to like break it into little pieces and then you have to dip it. It's a little soggy. It's not bad. I'm not a person who even likes to dip my biscuits in my coffee, so this is a bit strange for me with the soggy texture. I prefer it maybe, I think, on its own though.
So you say it's not good?
You enjoy dipping biscuits, so maybe you'll like it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, it's become so soggy. It feels like I've put my toasted cheese sandwich inside my coffee and ate it. Like you take a piece of bread and you dip it in the coffee? No, I disagree with those percentage of French people that dip their croissant in a coffee. Not my thing.
So we're leaving the parking spot that we had for the night in order to travel a little bit more north of Calais to a town called Dunkirk.
This is one of my first times driving in a country that is not like actually English or has English on the signboards. So while driving, all the road signs are in French. So I don't know whether it's a caution, slow down, cameras ahead or anything like that. I kind of just have to figure it out and trust Google's giving me the right information. It's a little bit intimidating. So we have just stopped here in Dunkirk at a beach, but this is no ordinary beach.
So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the story of Dunkirk, but in World War II, this was actually the place where over 330,000 French and British soldiers were rescued once the Germans had invaded this area and had completely surrounded them and left them with nowhere to go.
Here on the beach, they actually have some signboards that are showing what the beach looked like when the soldiers were being rescued.
Obviously, it is such a contrast to what they experienced, but like I cannot actually imagine what those troops must have been going through. It is freezing, they were hungry, it was every man for themselves, and to actually stand here today is crazy.
It is actually such a weird feeling to be like walking on this beach and thinking what happened here 84 years ago. The operation over here in order to rescue these soldiers was actually called Operation Dynamo, and it was instigated by Winston Churchill because he thought there was about 20 to 30,000 soldiers on this beach. But little did they know there was a lot more than that. It's so cold here. Oh my god.
It's so windy!
It's so windy out here. The wind is basically blowing us off this beach. But we hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe.
And we'll see you